Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers in London, and today I'm looking at an excellent book from Intersentia. We've reviewed previous volumes of this work. It's the European Energy Law Report, now volume 12, been edited by two people, Martha M. Roggenkamp and Catherine Banet. Elizabeth was the lead writer on this particular book again, and she's given it a title, Energy Supplies Post-Brexit. The new European Energy Law Report rings at least a few alarm bells. And I'm recording this, we still don't exactly know what's happening. We're recording this at the beginning of 2019, and we still don't quite know what's going to happen. Let's look at the book. It's a paperback. There it is. There's the front, there's the spine, and then there's the back. And if I just open it up, it's very much the standard house style of Intersentia. There's no index at the back. You can see there's some numbering of the various chapters. It's not paragraph numbering as such, and what you have got is you've got footnotes at the bottom, and at the front you can see the series that Intersentia run, and there's actually the front page there. And then there's a preface, which is well worth reading. The preface is dated the 15th of June 2018, and it actually basically sets out what their mission statement was. It's worth reading before you start looking at it. Then you've got the contents section running all the way through. You can see as I run through it, quite detailed, which is one of the reasons there's probably no index. I always think it's unfortunate if there isn't an index, but this contents section is very detailed, so you should be able to find what you're looking for. And after there are 13 chapters in total. Then we've got a list of abbreviations. Again, very important, I think, in this area, because energy does actually require quite a lot of additional abbreviations. And of course, they're ones that we probably remember but forget sometimes. Then the contributors, a lot of people involved in this, as you can probably see. Then we get into the introduction by the two editors as to what is happening at the moment. And I'm not going to spoil everything for you. It is paragraph numbered, and there are lots and lots of footnotes all the way through. But I don't want to spoil too much of it for you, because I think you'll find the book very, very relevant to the 21st century. Because bearing in mind what's happening with Brexit, we could well be entering some really very interesting new territory, if you like, in the future, with the changes that are bound to take place on the continent, the mainland continent. So what do we say? When first you switch on the lights in your home or office, it may or may not occur to you to wonder where the energy for this instant availability comes from. The awkward answer, if you live and work in the UK, is that the bulk of the UK's electricity supply is imported, as this latest European Energy Law Report from Intersentia makes clear. UK residents who get their electricity bills from EDF, for example, won't need too much convincing on this point, recalling that EDF means Electricite de France. And both Elizabeth and I have been to La Défense, where their headquarters is, in France, in Paris. But that's another story. How then, and in what way, will UK consumers of energy be affected by Brexit? There's no one answer to this, as the longer term results of Brexit will be revealed only in time, and on opening this report you're presented with the first of its 13 chapters from 17 expert contributors, which offers up a scary title, Brexit and its impact on the energy sectors, Pulling the Plug, by author Silke Goldberg. Now, Dr. Goldberg, a partner at Herbert Smith Freelands LLP, offers a carefully researched analysis of the possible and probable impact on the UK in respect of energy sources. The facts involved are, of course, interspersed with quite a lot of speculation. That's been the problem throughout with Brexit, of course, as anything to do with Brexit is, of course, fraught with uncertainty. And as I say, recording this in January 2019, and we don't really know what's going to happen, but we think we're going to leave the European Union, that's the UK leaving the European Union on the 29th of March 2019. Nonetheless, certain facts speak for themselves in this book. And we're reminded by Dr. Goldberg that the UK electricity market is highly interconnected, relying as it does on electricity flow from, in particular, France, as I say, from where the UK imports up to 2 gigawatts. That is a figure worth bearing in mind. While admitting that physical disconnection of the UK and the EU electricity markets is highly unlikely, Goldberg warns that Brexit may still negatively impact on energy trading and therefore on UK energy security, as the UK is a net importer of electricity. And of course that's something that has never really come out in all of the highly opinionated comments by many commentators and correspondents who, frankly, I don't think know very much about what's going on at all. But there again, that's the way it is, and unfortunately they are a very strong lobby. Now, as an overview of, and in the words of the editors, quote, the most important developments in the field of international, EU and national energy and climate law arises from the book, because it certainly has done its job, and the common thread throughout being the promotion of renewable energy sources. It's divided into 5 parts. I know there are 13 chapters in the volume, but it's got 5 parts. The book covers such matters as, of course, EU energy law, including case law, renewable energy production, particularly cross-border issues and dispute resolution, and energy consumers and prosumers. And the book explains what that means, so have a look and you'll find out. Of particular interest we think, are the sections on capacity markets and mechanisms, which include a chapter on capacity markets in the UK. Also, I think it's important to note the final section on promoting the use of sustainable gas and security of the gas supply, with reference to both the EU and the German perspectives. And again, that's an area which we are aware of, but it's never really been particularly significant so far, because everything has been very much about personalities in terms of the Brexit negotiations and, of course, the political stuff. The final comment we would make in the conclusion is that mitigating the effects of climate change also looms large as a topic of note in what is an impressive report, in our view, which should certainly attract the attention of environmental lawyers as well as the general reader seeking authoritative commentary on energy matters and the inherent legal issues. The publication date is cited at, I believe, around about November 2018. It may have been a little bit earlier. Let's just have one last look at it. There's no statement about what the law is at a particular date, but certainly the preface was written in June 2018. There's the front page again, the front cover, spine, and a little bit of stuff on the back. This is basically other information that they published. Let's open it in the middle. I've got here offshore hybrid grid infrastructures, the Kriegers-Flak combined grid solution. You see how detailed this is, but I think it will be of interest to a very large number of people. You've also got in chapter 2 EU case law and the energy sector. And I have to say, we still don't know exactly where we're standing as the UK on exit from the European Union concerning the Court of Justice of the European Union judgments. I'm still very confused, and I think many practitioners are, as to when we would actually stop being bound by those judgments. And the suggestion has been we should no longer be bound when we leave, but there could be the transition period that also takes into effect a number of years. The reason for that is that there may be judgments that have time in force links, and therefore I think that's probably the reason, but we'll see where we go. There's the book. Thank you very much to everybody concerned. It's a first-class statement at the very right time to be actually produced as we grapple with the last stages of Brexit. Thank you to all. Bye-bye.